You know, in the crazy fast world of grocery retail, there's a problem that shows up everywhere, and it shows up fast. It's inventory record inaccuracy, or IRI. It's a huge issue that touches every single part of the business. So today, we're going to dive into how to tackle it, not as just another project, but as a real strategic capability. We've all seen the symptoms, right? I mean, that empty shelf where your favorite cereal is supposed to be, the warehouse sending a whole pallet of yogurt that's already overstocked, or all those perfectly good apples that get tossed out because the system just didn't know they were there. And for online shoppers, oh man, that dreaded text, sorry, your avocado is out of stock, how about a banana instead? These aren't just little oopsies. They're the painful, everyday result of bad inventory data. Now, this whole explainer is grounded in some fantastic research from ECR Retail Loss, put together by Professors Glock, Sintitos, and Rikik. What they've done is outline a super clear maturity journey for retailers, showing how you can move from just reacting to problems to proactively building a system that actually protects the promise you make to your customers. So, how do we get from constantly putting out fires to a state of, well, excellence? Here's the thing. It's not about just counting stuff better. It's about building a core capability inside your organization step by step to make sure that what your system says you have is what you actually have. This is the foundation for keeping shelves full and customers happy. To make this journey feel real and, practical, the research breaks it down into 4 distinct personas. And I'm willing to bet you're going to recognize your own organization, maybe even yourself in one of these. Are you the firefighter, the investigator, the operator, or the ultimate goal, the customer promise champion? Let's break them down. All right, first up, the firefighter. This is stage 1, the most reactive stage. Here, inventory inaccuracy is like a small fire that you're just constantly trying to put out. You only notice there's a problem when it's already causing damage, and you're always one step behind. And this slide it nails it, doesn't it? System says yes, shelf says no. This is the daily grinding frustration for the firefighter. Your replenishment system, your website, your handheld device, they all say with total confidence that an item is in stock. But the actual physical shelf, it's just glaringly empty. It's a moment that just breaks trust with everyone. So what's a firefighter's day look like? It's pure reaction. They're spending their time frantically searching the back room for a missing case of avocados, launching an emergency recount for one brand of pasta, and just making manual tweaks to the system to get through the day. And all the while, you're missing sales on the empty shelf and creating tons of waste, especially in fresh. It's absolutely exhausting and so inefficient. So how in the world do you escape this chaos? Well, the very first step is to define clear ownership. Who is actually accountable for inventory accuracy? Then you've got to standardize a minimum, basic routine for checking and correcting things. And finally, start measuring your accuracy consistently. If you're a firefighter, this is your homework for tonight. Okay, so what's the big difference between a firefighter and an investigator? The investigator asks one simple, powerful question. Why? They've accepted that inventory inaccuracy is a real, persistent problem, and now they've started to dig for the root causes. And this is exactly why that investigation is so critical. The research reveals a pretty brutal reality in grocery. On average, only about 35% of inventory records are perfectly correct. That means a staggering 65% have some kind of error. Let that sink in for a second. When almost 2/3 of your data is wrong, you absolutely have to start digging. So, the investigator puts on their detective hat. They start looking for clues in all these grocery-specific areas. Things like scanning discipline at the checkout, the chaos of setting up and tearing down promotions, all the errors in fresh food markdowns, and of course, the mispicks for that booming online order business. The analysis is great, but the big challenge here is figuring out how to make the solutions stick. The investigator's main job is to take all that great insight, all those aha moments, and turn them into something that lasts. This means building out key performance indicators, or KPIs, creating repeatable routines, and establishing controls that just become part of the daily rhythm of the business, not some special one-off project. And this brings us to our third persona, the operator. For the operator, inventory accuracy is kind of like the engine in a car. It's not something you obsess about every single second, but you know it's essential for getting where you need to go. It's structured, it's repeatable, and it's embedded in how they work every single day. Yeah, the operator's world is a well-oiled machine. They have clear owners for everything. They've got defined metrics and dashboards that tell them exactly what's happening.
They use repeatable routines like cycle counts and exception-based checks to keep things running smoothly. And they're smart. They prioritize what really matters, like high-velocity items, things on promotion, and those fresh categories where mistakes are super costly.
And now, this is where things get really interesting. This slide shows the direct link between an action and the outcome. The operator connects their accuracy work to tangible business results. Repeatable routines, that leads to better on-shelf availability. Prioritized counting, that reduces fresh waste. Clear ownership optimizes labor hours. It's a system where everybody can see exactly how their actions drive results. So what's the next level for the operator? It's moving beyond just structured management and into the world of proactive, scaled interventions, really turning inventory accuracy into a true strategic advantage. And that brings us to the very pinnacle of our journey, the customer promise champion. For this kind of organization, inventory accuracy is like their North Star. It's the guiding principle that informs every decision they make. It's really fundamentally about the customer experience. It's about earning and keeping their trust. At this level, you start to see a completely different set of traits. Leadership commitment isn't just a memo, it's visible, it's vocal. You might even hear the CEO talking about inventory accuracy on the quarterly earnings call. Collaboration across stores, distribution centers, merchandising, and digital teams is seamless. They're all working together. And technology is deeply embedded to find and fix issues early and fast. And this right here, this is the ultimate prize. The Customer Promise Champion protects the grocery promise. Their online availability is actually trustworthy. Online substitutions just plummet. And their fresh departments are managed with total confidence, perfectly balancing having enough stock without creating waste. This is what mastery looks like. I love this quote because it just sums up the whole mindset of the champion perfectly. Accuracy is no longer something you do. It's not a task. It's not a project. It is, quite simply, how you operate. It's baked right into the company's DNA. Okay, so where do you go from here? The question is no longer, do we have an inventory accuracy problem? I think we all know the answer to that. The real question is about where you are on this journey and, more importantly, what you're going to do next. So just take a moment and really think about it. After hearing about the firefighter, the investigator, the operator, and the champion, which persona sounds the most like your organization today? Be honest with yourself. Because knowing where you are, that's the first step toward making progress. You know, this journey is really a roadmap for everyone. For retailers, it's a great tool to get different departments on the same page and build a practical plan. For solution providers, it's all about matching your tech to where a retailer actually is on their journey. And for our friends in academia, it creates a common language for measurement and future research. Ultimately, getting better inventory accuracy is a challenge that benefits the entire grocery ecosystem. We're talking less waste, happier customers. It's a journey that is absolutely worth taking. Let's move the industry up the ladder together. Thanks so much for watching.